Welcome to the world that is a new Lamborghini. This is the Lamborghini Huracan. It's not a hurricane, it's an Huracan. That was horrible Italian, but what can you do? This is the car that's come along to replace the Gallardo. They sold just over 14,000 units, which is tons of car for a company like Lamborghini. It was important to them, so the Huracan has to be equally or more important. I can tell you one thing right off the bat. This car's way better than the Gallardo. Way better. And the Gallardo is pretty good, especially towards the end of its life. This looks like a baby Aventador. I think I like driving it more than the full-size grown-up Aventador. On the outside, it looks very Aventador-esque. It's a gorgeous car. It really takes the Aventador styling, scales it down, but scales it down appropriately. And the results are pretty dramatic in a wonderful Lamborghini sort of way. This orange paint helps, you know. A Lamborghini in black or silver, well, cool isn't as cool as a Lamborghini that's painted big, bright colors. Lamborghinis are loud. The colors should be loud too. What's making all the noise in this car? Well, it's a 5.2 liter V10. It's good for 610 horsepower. Hence the LP6-4 on the side. It doesn't stand for likes pizza, even though this car is Italian. I don't know what the LP stands for, but I do know that the 610 is 600 horsepower, and the 4 is all-wheel drive. Now, before you start saying, it's probably like a tame Audi, I'm going to introduce you to a concept called rear wheel bias. That means lots of the torque can be sent out behind your ass. That makes the car more exciting to drive. Again, a very good thing. There are 3 driving modes for this car. There's Strada, which is for the street. There's Sport, which is when you're feeling sporty. And there's Corsa when you're on a racetrack. Sport and Corsa make the exhaust louder. Sport allows tons of torque to go back out to the rear wheels, more so than street. Corsa actually offers less torque to the rear than Sport because it's designed for the racetrack. And if you want to be the fastest, you're going to need to leave a little bit of torque to the front wheels and pull the nose of this bull through the corners. And this thing corners way better than the Aventador. That car liked to push. This car just digs in and goes. Now, since this is a Lamborghini, it's not perfect. It's almost like they're not supposed to be perfect because it adds more charm to the car. This has some interesting cornering characteristics. It feels like, and I can't tell if it's the all-wheel drive system, the suspension system, or the Pirelli tires. I'm not a huge fan of Pirelli tires just because whatever their sidewall construction is, it always seems like it takes a second to set up before it goes around a corner. If you have a set of high-performance Michelin or BFG tires, those seem to go right away. There's no delay because of the sidewall construction, and I know it sounds weird, but if you drive the tires back to back on the same car, you'll discover what I'm talking about. So what this car does is when you're going quickly through the Hooniverse Highway Hooning Grounds and you turn in, sometimes it takes a second for it to set, and then once it sets, it almost feels darty. So you have to give it maybe occasionally less steering input than you think you initially need. And that can be unnerving, but it does turn in so quick. Couple that with the non-turbo lagging, because this is a V10, no turbos, naturally aspirated. Throttle response is instant, power delivery is instant. So you get into a corner, you better keep even throttle pressure and even turning lock so that you're moving in the right direction comfortably. But, this car's fast. And it's a hot day out here on the highway, and I'm sweating, and it's 50% temperature, 50% awesome Huracan Lamborghini driving experience. Oh, I can't get up. The turning radius on this car is excellent. It's shockingly good. You don't need a team of spotters to turn around. Even though you can't see shit out this car, you only need to look front. The side mirrors do a good job, though. They're big and they look cool too. So they work really well. To the rear though, through this rear view, you're getting reflection off the rear glass covering the engine. That's about it. You can kind of see things. Most often you can see red and blue lights.
That's as best as he can do. This is, or no, yeah, I don't know.